Last time we saw the Saiyans arrive on Earth, being promptly defeated right after. But now Earth might be on Frieza's radar, so what's going to happen from here on out? We'll be covering all that and more in this third part of What If Tien was the strongest. Out of curiosity, Frieza decides to look into Earth, thinking it might be valuable. He also tries to put some of the pieces together, so he knows why Vegeta was there in the first place, but he's not really too sure what's going on with that planet because why are there two aliens on that planet? There was a Saiyan, and from the recording he learns that there was also a Triclops there for some reason. Interesting. How did he end up on Earth, and why did the Saiyan end up on Earth too? And is this Triclops a full Triclops or a descendant? Guess we have to make up some Triclops lore too. So, in case it wasn't clear, whenever I bring up Triclops lore here, this is not actual canon stuff, but for now we have some basic things to work with. From what Frieza knows about them, they're a race of warriors with weird abilities, and they're mostly extinct, at least seemingly until now. It looks like all of his foes there are dead. The strong warriors he fought are completely wiped out, which also means Frieza should have an easy time taking over the planet. If it really is that valuable, then it would be a great target to go after, especially with no one fighting for it. There's at least two aliens there that he knows of, or there were two aliens there. He thinks they're dead. So there's something about this planet that draws people to it. It might be worth looking into even further. Not to mention, if a Saiyan was there, who knows if there's any other Saiyans there too, and maybe descendants of that Saiyan, which would be a really big problem. Of course, Vegeta would probably find out, but at the same time, Vegeta probably wouldn't tell Frieza about that if that were the case. It would be better to do his own research. Speaking of Vegeta, where is he? Well, he's decided to come up with an escape plan. He knows Frieza's probably going to come after him soon enough and put the pieces together, so he decides he's deserting the Frieza Force for good. In terms of where he's going, he really has no clue, and he doesn't know what he's going to do next either. All he knows is that he needs to grow a lot stronger, and he's eventually going to go back to Earth to try and fight them again. But for now, he basically just has to freestyle it and figure out what's next. As long as he's away from Frieza, that'll be good. It's a shame he doesn't know about the Dragon Balls either, because if he did, he can go right for them. But at the same time, him not knowing about the Dragon Balls is great. That means no one's going to be going to Namek. We'll see a bit more of Vegeta later on. Frieza decides to send some soldiers out to Earth to scope it out. A small batch of them shows up at first. They land in the middle of a wasteland, where their scouters detected a pretty high power. It's low in comparison to them, but still, it's in the triple digits. When they get there, they see someone who looks like a kid. Actually, it's a grown man, and for some reason he's just really small. It's Chaozu. He was training there alone. Normally his power would be a lot lower because it's suppressed, but they caught him in the middle of training. This isn't his full power though, not even close to it. So they assume his power level is around 500. Way higher than everyone else they detect on Earth, but also nothing in comparison to them. And Frieza gets this all relayed to him. They have video this time as well. Alright, Chaozu looks really, well, unique. He doesn't look like other Earthlings. Granted, Frieza doesn't know how truly crazy Earthlings can look here, but that's not the point right now. Is this another alien he's seeing? Chaozu immediately recognizes that these soldiers are threats to him, so he assumes a fighting stance, asking who they are and why they're here. The soldiers don't take him seriously at all, and nor does Frieza. Over the scouter, he orders them to just take him hostage. Maybe they can get some info out of him. So they get closer to Chaozu, and then instantly, he defeats all of them. It happens so quickly that they don't even realize it happened until it's over. They're all knocked to the ground, and for a brief moment, Frieza sees the scouter flare up. The power level shot up to 50,000, and that's not even his full power. Since Vegeta came to Earth, about half a year has passed. Of course, everyone has grown a lot stronger in the meantime, and Chaozu's no exception. They figured out better training methods, and Kami even sent Tien to train with King Kai. So there's been a lot of developments that Frieza doesn't know about. Telekinetically, Chaozu picks up the scouter, staring right into it. It actually kind of freaks Frieza out a bit, but he talks to the scouter. It looks like he's going to have to actually visit this planet. Chaozu asks who he is, and Frieza introduces himself as Lord Frieza, the next ruler of this planet. He does realize what he did as a declaration of war, right? Chaozu had no clue who those guys are, and that was just self-defense for him. But if he's trying to declare war on Earth, Chaozu knows exactly who he needs to talk to. He flies up to the lookout, and Tien's there. The whole time, Frieza's threatening Chaozu over the scouter, but he's not intimidated. He just tells Tien to handle it. So Tien picks up the scouter and starts talking to Frieza through it, introducing himself as the Guardian of Earth. And Frieza immediately recognizes that this is one of the guys Vegeta fought. He didn't get to see video from Vegeta's fight, but he just heard some things. And one of the big things is the fact that he heard about a Triclops being there. So Frieza asks, is he the same Triclops that actually fought Vegeta? Well, yeah, there's not any other Triclops on Earth that he knows of. Interesting. So Vegeta did lie to him, just like he thought. But this guy's also the Guardian of Earth, whatever that is. And if that other Earthling was that powerful, maybe this guy's pretty strong too. Frieza says they could be cordial about this, or he could take the planet by force. What's it gonna be? They declared war and attacked his soldiers directly. Tien's kinda tired of this nonsense. Is this guy with Vegeta too? Because if they want to take over planets and have Tien join him, he's not up for that and they're not gonna make him do it. And Frieza says, yeah, in a way he was with Vegeta. Vegeta was actually his subordinate. Not for much longer though, he's gonna have to kill Vegeta. Out of curiosity, he asks if there's a Saiyan named Kakarot there too. Once more, Tien's kinda just tired of this crap. He's talking about Goku. Goku's not gonna come along with them. They're not gonna be able to convince him. And he directly threatens Frieza too. If he comes here, they'll just beat him up like they did to Vegeta. He then crushes the scouter and lets it go. Frieza's furious. They're clearly not taking him seriously. He's a little busy himself right now, but he could send some other soldiers his way, specifically the Ginyu Force. So that's exactly what he does. A few weeks later, a new group shows up on Earth. The Ginyu Force arrives. Normally, Tien would be going between Kami's lookout and Kinkai's planet, but he stayed here up on the lookout just because he knew Frieza would probably try and do something. And before the ships even get close to Earth, Tien could see them out in space and sense the Ginyu Force as well. Telepathically, he communicates with everyone he knows, letting them know a new fight's about to break out. He's with Chaozu right now, so they go down to the surface, ready to fight the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force is about to land in a city, but Chaozu then redirects their ships with his telekinesis, once more sending them to a wasteland far away from the city so no one gets killed. This kind of takes the Ginyu Force by surprise, but whatever, they'll work with it. They step up the ship, strike a pose, and then check their scouters. Well, this is pretty easy. The Guardian of Earth that they're supposed to go after, he's right here. And after checking his scouter, Ginyu could see that he's actually really strong. Stronger than him, in fact. Right now, Tien is still a little bit suppressed, but he's not fully suppressing his power. So Ginyu could read his powers at 200,000 at the moment. And from what Frieza told him, these people can suppress their power and change it at will. So he has a really good idea here, because at the moment, it seems like Tien could just defeat them all. So why not take that body for himself? Jace and Berto get ready to fight Tien, but really they kind of act as a distraction, because as they go for him, Ginyu then tries to use a body swap on Tien. At the very last moment, Chaozu's able to catch it, and Tien's preoccupied fighting those two so he can't really dodge it. Chaozu's not really sure what else to do. So he tries using telekinesis on the attack, but it's weird because it's almost like the attack's living. Ginyu is setting himself into his body after all. So he tries to redirect it, but something weird happens. When using his telekinesis on it, that then redirects Ginyu's attack towards Chaozu, causing them to swap bodies instead. Jace, Berto, and Tien look on confused, as well as Recoome and Goldo. Ginyu swapped into the wrong body. Not only that, he buffed them because he's stronger than Chaozu at the moment. Chaozu's in a stronger body now. Goldo then tries to stop time, just to reposition everyone so Ginyu could swap bodies with Chaozu now. And he's successful. He repositions the group, and then lets go of his breath. Now Ginyu has a clear shot at Chaozu, and just to make sure this goes okay, Goldo then uses his telekinesis on Chaozu to hold him in place. Wow, another telekinesis user. He finds that interesting. Unfortunately for him, he's far too powerful now to be affected by Goldo's telekinesis. But he wonders what he did just there, because it feels like everyone just teleported around. It must be some other telekinesis technique. Ginyu then punctures a hole in his chest, gravely injuring Chaozu's body. All the while, Jace and Berto are still fighting Tien, with Recoome also joining in, although Tien is obviously winning here. Ginyu then enacts one last body change, but at the very last moment, Tien lets out a really powerful Ki, knocking back the 3 Ginyu Force fighters around him, sending Jace right into Ginyu's beam. So Ginyu goes into Jace's body, and Jace goes into Chaozu's body, which is gravely injured, and he bleeds out soon after. So Ginyu just screwed up twice. Not only did he get a weaker body, but he then killed that weaker body, and it caused Jace to die. At least now he's in Jace's body, which is a little better, but still, not where he needs to be. And Chaozu's kinda mad because his body's gone now. And before they could do anything about it, Yamcha and Krillin then enter the scene and start fighting too. Tien then tries to explain what's going on and how to not go after Ginyu, and they're a bit confused, but they kind of get it. Chaozu's stuck in that body now, so they can't fight him. That's a relief, because they saw Chaozu's dead body and thought he was actually dead. And kind of, his body's gone, but the actual Chaozu is just in a new body now. Tien sits back and lets them have some fun because clearly they want to fight. The rest of the group fights the Ginyu Force, and Chaozu tries to use Ginyu's body for this too, which is kind of ironic. First they take out Ginyu and Jace's body because obviously he's going to try to swap with other people again. Chaozu also warns them to go after Goldo because he tries to use his time stop again, but he can't really accomplish much with it. And now he learns what that technique is. He stopped time. That's sick. Chaozu really wants to learn that next. But pretty quickly after this, the rest of the Ginyu Force is defeated, and there's not really much they could do. Moments after this, Goku then arrives, a little bit late and also a little bummed because he missed out on the fight. But he's confused because Chaozu's gone and now there's this weird purple guy here. But that is Chaozu. They'll have to explain to him in a bit. Although, Tien asked Chaozu what he's going to do now about the body because they could just get the Dragon Balls and restore his body back, but maybe they will have to wait until Frieza gets here because obviously he's going to come next. And they might need to save the Dragon Balls just in case. But Chaozu decides he kind of likes this. He'll work with his body a bit more, and yeah, they do need to save the Dragon Balls, but this isn't necessarily bad. Before, in his regular body, his power peaked at around 70,000. And here he doesn't have access to Ginyu's full power, but he knows there's a lot more beneath the surface. But overall, this body is stronger, and more importantly to him, taller. Chaozu's been so small his whole life. It could be cool to take this body for a test run for a bit, especially because of how strong it is. Weird. That's gonna take some getting used to, but you know what? They're all cool with it. Plus, this would be better to help them fight Frieza. They don't know how much time they have left, because Frieza's obviously going to show up at some point, and they don't know when. Regardless, they're just going to have to do more training. Tien's going to go back to Kinkai's planet for a bit. Kami says in the meantime he'll keep watch over Earth, and will contact Tien just in case, because he can actually teleport from Kinkai's planet down to here now. His teleportation has gotten a lot better, and he's trying to improve it even further. Goku asks if he can come along, and Tien's fine with that. He'll just have to ask King Kai first. It's not like he really has authority over that planet, and unlike Goku, Tien's being a lot more respectful of the gods. Thankfully, he's able to get King Kai to accept because he assumes Goku's going to be another powerful student and also a polite student like Tien. He's right about the powerful part, but not the other part. And the rest of the fighters train on Earth, not knowing when Frieza's going to show up. By now, Tien is the official guardian of Earth, and Kami is still there because he really doesn't know what else to do. It's not like he can necessarily retire like other normal people, but he lives on the lookout and basically helps Tien out whenever he can. This is the first time in a while he was back to being guardian, and of course the Dragon Balls are still linked to him. As far as he knows, there's no way for him to pass down that power to Tien, but he continues to watch over Earth, at least for the time being. Frieza draws closer and closer to Earth, and he also has another thing on his mind. Vegeta escaped a while ago. Clearly he's plotting something, especially with all these people still being around here. Maybe Vegeta's involved with this. Maybe he's even on this planet right now, which makes it even more of a priority. Vegeta's trying to start a coup, isn't he? Well, not exactly. Obviously, no one on Earth is Vegeta's ally. Vegeta's just off on his own in space. One thing he did before he left is steal some supplies. He got his own ship, and it had a healing pod on it so he could at least exploit that. But he brought a scouter with him too, and now he's fighting fire with fire, spying on Frieza just like he did to Vegeta. So he hears about everything that's going on Earth. He sees that Frieza sent some soldiers there, and then he sees he sent the Ginyu Force there. How have the Earthlings grown that strong so quickly? Vegeta's been training, and it's been hell. And he's grown noticeably stronger, but of course he's just been training alone, and it's not like he could really exploit Zenkai's either, even with the healing pod. Right now he's at about 100,000 in terms of power, but based on what he's seeing here, everyone on Earth is stronger than him. Surely Tien is, and same for Kakarot. And then even that little weird vampire guy, he swapped bodies with Ginyu and is probably stronger than Vegeta at the moment too. He doesn't know about Krillin or Yamcha, but they're at least going to be close to his level. Of course, Vegeta eventually planned to go to Earth to fight them, but it looks like that's going to have to wait, especially because Frieza himself is heading there. And he wonders, can they actually defeat Frieza? He's not really too sure what to think, but he's definitely going to keep an eye on this planet. And you know what? Maybe that'll be good for him. Maybe they'll just wipe each other out. Best case scenario. That remains to be seen though. This is where we'll leave off for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.